I want to talk about something today that comes up very often with tiny business owners, and that is about prescriptive solutions. It's a big way to explain what I'm talking about, but you're going to understand why I call it that as I get into it. Very commonly, what we see, usually in an online course or buying, let's say, a system or something like that, it's more of an online product, not necessarily a book, but it will basically be the person that has created it has said, hey, I have had success by doing this thing. I'm going to tell you how to do this exact same thing that I did step by step, and then you will have success. It sounds too good to be true because it is. I talked a lot about my own personal experience with having a business for 16 years and trying to replicate my own things step by step over the years. Smarter Starting, available where all books are sold. And how could I not plug it? I very strongly feel that it is not the way to go to buy the prescriptive solution, because when I had my best sales month ever, I had, as a handmade jewelry designer, a 4-week period basically where I did $80,000 in sales, primarily on $10 earrings. It was huge. I tried to replicate exactly what led up to that, primarily press in a specific holiday magazine gift guide years later. And guess what? Did not at all get the same results. I had the exact same press placement. I had a similar priced piece of jewelry. I think it was a $35 priced item that time around, maybe 15. And I got hundreds of dollars of orders, not tens of thousands. Why is that? Well, when you do something in your business, there's a lot that equals success. Sure, part of it is that strategy that you're using, is that step-by-step process that I've talked about. But a lot of it is luck, a lot of it is timing, and a lot of it is just everything lining up to create this magical moment, right? Now you're starting to see why, if, let's say, I sold a way to say, make $80,000 in 4 weeks by doing this, few people, if any, would get that result, because it was more than just pure doing those things that brought that success. A lot of it had to do with the time. It was right when the economy was falling. $10 earrings looked like a great gift in 2008. It seemed like a wonderful way to get something that was in a magazine and recommended, and yet was really affordable. And you could say, oh, somebody made this, or what. I don't even think they knew it was handmade. But the point of it is that trying to replicate something that you've done before in your own business is really hard. So if you're trying to do something that someone else has done, it is difficult. Now, that's only part of why I'm not into these prescriptive solutions. The other thing is because it may not align with your brand, right? Branding is a feeling that people have about your business. It's not really something that you can create. You can definitely make sure that as you are having brand assets like a website or a logo, as you are using the language that you are communicating about your brand to people with, as you are releasing products, as you are pricing things, as you are anything to do with your business, this all creates your brand. So the brand is actually what people are thinking of when they're looking at your business and your offerings. It's not a tangible thing. It's a little confusing to some people, but it's very much about every single thing that you do to represent your business. And a lot of it, at the root of it, is tied to the values that you and or your business has. Sometimes those are the same. Sometimes they are different depending on how you've decided to run your business. When you replicate a strategy that another business has, you may be losing sight of some of your values because you're doing things that align with that person's values. Again, this is why not everything that you do that brought somebody else success will bring you success because, see, again, that brand alignment. But the other thing is that it may actually really go against things that you value, let's say. Some of these, let's say, prescriptive solutions and strategies can feel a little scammy. And so that may turn off your current customers or even potential customers because it's not really you. So then what should you do? Let's say you are trying to do things for your business. Well, first of all, every time you're looking to, let's say you want to, it's usually around money, increase the amount of money that you're making, get more clients, things like that. First of all, you have to look at what you're actually trying to accomplish. Be realistic with yourself. Are you looking at putting together a newsletter funnel because you want to have a great newsletter? Or are you doing this to make more money? One is to get clear on what you're trying to do. And then the other is to get creative. It is to look at what other people are doing, but not to necessarily replicate step by step, not definitely to pay somebody a lot of money to find out what their step by step is, but instead understanding what a few other people are doing and coming up with your own way that does align with your business and your brand. So when you see some great, this is too good to be true, this must be great. They're usually quite expensive too. When you see some prescriptive solution, do these things and you'll have success like I do. A lot of times it's people that are very popular on social media that, will say, have the success that I have on social media by doing these things. But your people may not respond to those things. So definitely take a look at how people that are having great luck and great success are doing things, but realize that your brand may not align with their brand. You are definitely not in the same time that they were doing it before, and trying to replicate the results themselves are very difficult. So think about that really may not work for you, and it potentially is too good to be true, and not to waste money on that. But get creative, stay scrappy. It's one of my favorite things to remind tiny business owners about, and start to think about what grew your favorite people out there doing things, either your competitors, but more than your competitors. Look at people that are maybe in a parallel space, but not the exact same space as you. So if you're a graphic designer, look at what a website designer has perhaps done to get their business going. And don't look at the people with 1 million followers. Look at the people with 10,000 followers. Scroll back through a little bit of their past stuff and start to see what it was. I bet it's just about showing up every day. It's about the stuff that I talk about in these videos, in the book, in my blog posts. I have a lot of free content. You can subscribe to this channel, get one every Tuesday, but also by poking around to see what people like me, people that are trying to educate you on business, are talking about and explaining, and then coming up with a creative solution for you and your business. Not just saying, well, I'm going to pay that guy $2,000 to find out what they did, and then I'll be successful too. Save the $2,000. Do a little bit of research, get creative, and remember, if it's too good to be true looking, it's probably too good to be true. I'm Sierra Bailey, back with another business tip for tiny business owners. If you want even more from me, make sure you come back every Tuesday and pick up a copy of Smarter Starting wherever you buy books.